You know those days when you just feel off, like your brain isn't firing on all cylinders? Well, what if it's more than just a bad day? Today, we're going to dig into some really subtle, everyday habits that might be secretly holding your brain back.
So let's get right to it. That mental fog you sometimes feel, are you just tired or is your brain actually underperforming? It's a really important question to ask, because what if the problem isn't just a lack of sleep, but something we're doing every single day? There's actually a term for this. Some psychologists call it shallow mode. It's like your brain is just skimming the surface of everything. And look, this has nothing to do with how smart you are. It's all about these super common habits that get in the way of the deep, sharp thinking we all know we're capable of. So what are these sneaky habits? Well, we're about to break down 6 of the biggest cognitive drains. These are the patterns that psychological studies show can seriously weaken your brain's performance and leave you feeling, well, just not as sharp as you could be.
All right, let's jump into number 1. This first one is all about what happens in that split second before you act.
You know what I'm talking about, that instant knee-jerk reaction. When you just speak or act without even taking a pause to think, it's the total opposite of being thoughtful and deliberate. And this habit, it has a real domino effect. When you skip that pause, you're literally bypassing the more advanced, problem-solving parts of your brain. So that little moment of hesitation, it's not just about being polite. It's actually about giving your brain the time it needs to fire up and do its best work.
Okay, on to number 2. This next one isn't so much about speed, it's really all about comfort.
Yep, we're talking about the classic comfort zone trap. You know the feeling, right? Sticking with what's easy because trying something new just feels hard or boring or just uncomfortable. It's basically always taking the path of least mental resistance.
But here's the thing. That comfort comes at a huge cost. Think of your brain like a muscle. If you never challenge it, it just gets weaker. By sticking to the easy stuff, you're missing out on what's called effortful thinking. And that's the only thing that builds new connections in your brain and actually makes you smarter. All right, habit number 3. This one is all about getting stuck in a really negative loop, one that makes it almost impossible to learn.
Look, everybody makes mistakes. That's not the problem. The real brain drain is when you get caught in this cycle. You make the same mistake over and over, and instead of asking what went wrong, you just blame someone or something else.
This is a classic sign of what experts call low metacognition. Now, what's that? Think of it like the CEO of your brain. It's the part of you that thinks about your thinking. If that CEO is weak, you can't really step back, analyze what happened, and fix it for next time. You're just stuck on repeat.
Okay, number 4. This one is a huge product of our modern, notification-filled world. It's a massive challenge to our ability to just focus.
I think we all know this feeling. Your attention span just feels shattered. You sit down to do one simple thing, right? Like write one email, but then your phone buzzes. You see a new tab you want to open, and before you know it, 20 minutes have gone by and that email is still sitting there completely unfinished.
And when your focus is always broken up like that, your brain gets stuck right back in that shallow mode we talked about earlier. It's a huge sign of weak executive function, which is basically your brain's project manager. It's in charge of planning, focusing, all that good stuff.
Number 5 might seem like it's a social habit, but trust me, its roots are all in the way we think.
And it's this: talking more than you listen. Now, this isn't about being an extrovert versus an introvert. This is about using talking as a kind of shield. It's when you dominate a conversation, not because you're trying to connect, but because you're trying to avoid the hard mental work of actually listening and processing what the other person is saying.
And you can really see the 2 different paths here. On one side, you've got listening to understand. The goal there is simple: gain new information. But on the other side, you have talking to avoid thinking. The goal there is just to fill the silence, to stop yourself from having to reflect. It's a total defensive move that keeps your brain stuck in that comfortable but limiting, shallow mode.
And that leads us perfectly into our 6th and final habit. And this one is a big one. It's a massive psychological blind spot that can literally trap you in a cycle of not knowing what you don't know. It's called the Dunning-Kruger effect. And here's the crazy paradox of it. To even realize you're bad at something, you actually need a certain level of skill in that thing. So people with very low ability in a task literally can't see how bad they are. And what happens? They reject feedback, they close themselves off, and they basically build a wall that makes it impossible to ever improve.
Okay, so after hearing all 6 of those, you might be feeling a little called out. I get it.
But here is the really good news. You can absolutely fix these things. It's all about shifting how you think about intelligence itself.
And this right here is the main takeaway of this whole thing. Real intelligence isn't just about the facts you have stored in your head. It's about control. It's about your ability to control your focus, to control your impulses, and to take control of your own learning process. It all starts with being aware.
So I want to leave you with this one final question. Out of all 6 of these cognitive drains we talked about, which one will you fix first? Just thinking about that and really picking one to start with, that is the single most powerful first step you can take to reclaiming your focus and unlocking your brain's true potential.